Hello and welcome to the final episode of KitchIN. This final episode is going to be especially sweet as we're going to make banana muffins and brownies. Unfortunately, Sophia isn't here with me today, but after 2 episodes of her guidance, I feel I can handle this by myself now.
Sugar. Oh, honey, honey, you are my candy girl.
As I said, we're going to make banana muffins and brownies, and for that we'll need the oven. So first things first, we're going to preheat the oven to 180 degrees. So we'll put that to the oven at 180 degrees. Like so. We'll move back and start mixing up the ingredients. We'll start by combining the dry ingredients first. So we'll start with the flour, which is 1 3/4 cup. We'll just throw that into the bowl. We'll go on with 3/4 cup of sugar. Throw that in the bowl as well. You don't have to mix it yet or anything, just throw it all together in the bowl. Get a little bag of baking powder, and we want to measure 1 teaspoon of that. Very carefully. Hopefully. There we go. It's about 1 teaspoon. Just throw that. So we get the cinnamon. We sprinkle about 1 teaspoon of that over the mixture in our bowl. We'll get the baking soda over here. We're going to measure that to about 1/4 teaspoon. Not a lot at all. There we go. Put that into the bowl, and finally we'll take some salt, and again 1/4 teaspoon, because you don't want salty muffins. They're supposed to be nice and sweet. There we go, that's your dry mixture done. And we'll start on our wet mixture, which will include the bananas. I've got 4 bananas here, but that's because they're pretty small. Ideally you would use 3 large bananas. Just put them into the bowl like that. We're going to mash them together in a minute to get that nice texture for the batter. You won't actually taste a lot of the banana in the actual muffins, but it's really for the texture that you want to use bananas. So we'll mash these up first. So again, 4 small bananas or 3 large ones. It doesn't look too pretty. They do taste very nice though in the end. Because again, they don't really taste of bananas. So even if you're not a big fan of bananas, you can actually really enjoy these muffins. There, it's nicely mashed now. I'll put that to the side as well. And next we're going to put in some eggs, 2 eggs to be precise. Obviously be sure not to get the shell of the egg in there. Those are not tasty at all. Then we'll put those away as well. Then next is 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. There we go. Hands are wet, not easy to get the bottle open. There we go, just pour that in over there. And finally get your molten butter, which has been molten in the microwave for plus minus 40 seconds. And then cool down to room temperature, because you don't want scalding hot butter in your batter. So we just pour that in like that. There we go. Now that that's done, we'll grab the dry mixture again, and we'll just gently pour the wet mixture in there, like so. There we go. We'll put that to the side, get our spatula, and just very gently fold it over. You don't want to intensively mix it up. You just want to fold it over so you get a nice batter, thick batter, rich batter to make your banana muffins with. Because if you do it really intensely, if you're going for a smooth batter, you're going to get rubbery cupcakes. So what you want to do is get a nice smooth batter, nice thick batter even. Gently fold it over. like that. It's starting to look a lot more like batter now as well, compared to when the bananas were just mashed. You want to make sure you don't see any leftover flour or sugar. You just want a nice, smooth looking but thick batter. There we go, that looks good. So put that to the side, and we'll get the baking tray obviously, because we need something to put the cupcakes into. We'll just grab a spoon now and just get a nice dollop of dough, batter, and try not to spill it everywhere around the cupcake mould, but actually in the cup. There we go. We're just going to fill up 6 of these, although there is more than enough batter for 12 cupcakes. There we go. Into the cupcakes. That's a bit too much. You don't want it overflowing inside the oven, of course. We'll just put this into the oven now and let that bake for 20 to 25 minutes. Be careful not to burn yourself, it's very hot. And while that's rising, we'll go to the quickie meal where we'll show you how to make some nice butterscotch sauce to go with the muffins, and we'll be right back after that. Today we're going to make butterscotch sauce. Heat on. Low heat. Pan. Butter. Sugar. Half a cup. Whisk. Cream. Whisk it into syrup. Butterscotch sauce. Done. Welcome back to KitchIN. The muffins are all done now, so we're going to take those out of the oven because otherwise they'll burn to a crisp. Look at that. Look at those muffins, looking absolutely gorgeous. Put them to the side to cool now, otherwise they'll be scorching hot. We can't eat them. As you can see, we've already prepared everything to make the brownies, so we'll do that. Before you start anything with brownies, you could make sure to butter up your brownie pan and melt your chocolate. You want to melt your chocolate in the microwave, same as the butter we use for the muffins. We're just going to pour the chocolate into the bowl. Oh, look how sexy that looks. There you go, that's about 150 grams of chocolate. We use dark chocolate. Dark chocolate, I think, is the most tasty because it has the richest cocoa flavour. After that, we put in some extra cocoa powder. Open that up. We use about 2 tablespoons of that. There we go. that measure was about 2 tablespoons. And we put in some extra sugar, that's already measured off, that's about 1 cup of sugar. Just pour it in like that. And we'll start whisking that together now. So we want to get a nice, smooth, chocolatey batter. Make sure everything mixes together properly. And we'll start putting in the eggs. We need 3 eggs in total. So that's 1, and you want to put them in one at a time. So that's 1, and we'll mix that up real nice first. So you can't see there's egg in there anymore. There we go. And then we put in 1 more egg. Then make sure you're not putting in any of the eggshell, because that will not be very tasty in the eventual brownies. You're going to whisk that up until you can't see there's egg in there anymore. Otherwise your brownies are going to be real eggy and you don't want that. There we go. Put in 1 final egg. Like that. And again, whisk it up. There we go, put that away. And then we'll get the vanilla extract again and put in 1 tablespoon again. 1 teaspoon, sorry. Get that thing back, whisk it up some more. And finally, we'll put in the flour, which is about 3/4 of a cup. Just throw that all in there. Always remember to keep whisking it all together and not throwing it over the sides in between mixing of the ingredients. Then we take 1/4 teaspoon of salt, just a tiny bit salt mixed in there. Finally, we want to throw in the chocolate chips because that's what makes the brownie complete. Again, whisk it all up. There we go. Let that drip off. And a bit of chocolate. There we go, put that away. And we'll just put all of the chocolate into the bowl, ready to put into the oven. You really want to try to scrape every last bit out of there. That's that. And we'll put it into our preheated oven, like this, and we'll let it sit in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Yeah, put it in like that.
Sugar, oh honey, honey, you are my candy girl.
So the brownies and the muffins are done. It looks like we're going to have ourselves a real sweet party. And I say goodbye to you for the last time because, as I said, this is the last episode of KitchIN. And I hope you try out some of our delicious recipes yourself. Goodbye.
Joanna drove slowly into the city, thoughts and river.
Okay, bueno.